Hi, my name is Josh Legard. I'm one of the founders here at Kickoff Labs. We help people set up viral contests in a matter of minutes where you can quickly and easily set up refer a friend style giveaways, sweepstakes, and product launches. Kickoff Labs customers have collected over 20 million leads with our viral contests. If you realized I was reading along and it says 19, it's time for someone to update the homepage. All right, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a landing page review or campaign review, and then I'm going to remake their page and what I think is a better version on their campaign for them. And we'll get a chance to see all of that live in this section. So let's first take up the landing page here. So the company's name is ShakeUp, and the tagline says "Business Made Easy." What I notice about this page right away is that the logo is there twice, and it is huge. So you don't miss the logo, but the word ShakeUp doesn't really tell me what the business does. It could be a salad blender. I don't really know. So let's see what else is here on the page. Assume that people aren't necessarily going to watch the video. I watched a little bit of it. It's about 2 minutes long. It's a good explainer video for what they're doing, but you have to make sure that the videos are just complementary of everything else on the landing page. So the actual text that's not a logo on the page says, "It's so easy to create legal and HR documents online for your business." Really, I didn't think it was that easy. It doesn't tell me that you're doing this for me. It doesn't tell me how much of anything, and I don't see a call to action. So there's really nothing for me to do on the page. Which should be up front, or at least tell me that there's going to be a call to action. So let's scroll down the page. This next section here, ShakeUp, easy to use, professional, affordable. I never like words like this, a section like this, so I would delete them. They're things that could presumably be used to promote any business online. Easy to use, professional, affordable. You want anyone you work with to say those things about themselves. It's not specific to you. This next line is important, and it's specific to you. Online legal document services made for small and medium employers, I guess SMEs. Anyway, that one is more specific to what you do, and it says we are launching April and May of 2018. This I would cut, this text, because it's not important. It's just you could choose to move up your launch. You could choose to move back your launch. You don't need to promote it. This part is a reason to sign up. Sign up before April 25th, 2018 to access our free trial version. So there's actually a reason to sign up before this date, and so there's a reason to take action. Unfortunately, that wasn't listed up here at the top of the page, but we'll keep going. You look at this section of the page here, there's just a lot of text. And the second two parts of this text here, there's this online legal document services, which is, again, a little bit of a repeat about what you're doing. But each of these things is so important. Maybe it should be in its own section combined with their thing, because nobody's going to take the time to read all of these bullet points if they're not kind of comfortably spread out on the page. So think about how you spread text out on the page here. This next section actually makes a lot more sense, like DIY legal documents, our legal templates been prepared, legal helpline, gain access to a dedicated helpline, law guide, simple to use law guide. Like, this is a well spaced. There's some image, there's some text, the headlines are specific to your business. They're not generic like why us. So I really like this section in here, and I would keep something like this on another version of the page. This next section, it says business document library, and then there's a lot of text which basically concludes in a list of our document templates. This statement here, a list of our document templates, should probably be the headline to the section. Then each of these can have the wall of text because you're just listing a list of document templates. You don't need all of this. Maybe you need the fine print below where it says we currently only produce within the jurisdiction of Peninsular Malaysia only. And that should actually probably be something at the top, like we're launching like to create documents for your business in Malaysia, and that would really help target, because like if I signed up for this, because it could be something that I would be interested in, I'd want to know it wasn't really for me, and it's actually better to make sure people opt out if it's not for them. So about ShakeUp. I would kill this whole section. It's just sort of selfish to put this section in. It doesn't help somebody decide whether or not they're going to sign up for your trial. It only serves to say, hey, look how cool we are, which is not the point of a pre-launch campaign and page. If we sign up here, we'll see what happens next. Okay, so you're doing some fraud prevention, which Kickoff Labs helps you with. So pick the ones with street signs. We'll pick the ones with street signs, play the little game. More street signs. All right, I'm a human. On the thank you page, the logo is now really tiny. It's like you went opposite on the thank you page. The logo is tiny. I would make it the same size as the logo on the top of the other page. Excellent, you just got access to free trial. I love telling people, confirming that they're gonna get something. That's great. I don't love this. Look out for a kickoff mail on the 2nd of May, 2018. Again, you're giving people a specific date. What if you don't make that date? It's just not important, and really it's a bad strategy. What you want to do is be emailing these people on a regular basis during this campaign to get them to share with friends, which is what you're tracking here with the Kickoff Labs service. So would you like a 70% discount on plans when we launch? That's a great benefit. I think you're asking for too much. You're asking for 5. I would ask for 3. And also this section is a little bit too much of a fine print when you should be promoting this up here. So instead of the space like look out for our kickoff mail, that should be this. Would you like 70% off? Like we just gave you a free trial. How about 70% off too? Flow right into it. And then Kickoff Labs, you've just got a counter here. We actually have a way to track a progress tracker that goes across. And I would stick with that way of doing it instead. And then they actually did send a thank you email. So let me check the thank you email. Let me pause for a second. Yeah, so here's the thank you email they sent with this. And think about your thank you email. This gets sent through Kickoff Labs, so it's a feature that we have. Dear Josh, thanks for signing up to our free trial plan. It's not thanks for signing up for our free trial because I didn't get it. It's you have earned the free trial plan by signing up. So again, the same attitude the thank you page had, I would take here, cut the line about May 2nd, move this line about the 70% discount if you share right above the call to action here in the share links, because this is the best time to take action. You've got an engaged customer, make them take action by pushing the sharing in this instance here. So I'm gonna pause the video for a second. When I come back, I'm gonna start the page makeover on their campaign so you can see how I would flow this page a little bit differently than what they did. So be right back. All right, I'm back. So what I did was I wanted to take a stab at recreating the top part of the page. So if you remember, the top part of the page looked like this, where there was 2 huge logos and a little bit of text in this video without a call to action. And so here's what I've done recreating the top of the page. And so I've kept a really strong logo. I made the benefit stand out, so the easiest way to create legal documents online for your business, and I bolded that to pull your eyes away from kind of the dark space that is this video. And I added the call to action to sign up and the form right near the top of the page. So now if we were to go look at the next section of the page, I haven't done anything here yet, but what I wanted to do was to look at what they're doing next and sort of follow that for inspiration. And so this is what they've got 3 sections. So online legal document services. I would just overstate this on the page. So to come in here and say online legal document services, and then just take this text, DIY, enforceable, and adding that in here. So let's take each of these, DIY, and we'll just expand this a little bit. So do it yourself. We'll take this subtitle and we will take it. And we'll change out the images here. Instead of images, I think that probably makes the most sense. Let's see what they used for images in this location. I don't mind these images with it. These don't really tell a story kind of like these images do. And so, I mean, the books tell a story, but let's just see if we've got some icons that we can include in here that will tell a story a little bit better. So we'll start on the first one, do it yourself. We'll just add this edit icon here, and what we're going to do is kind of give it that same similar bluish color that we gave the button up here to make it stand out a little bit. We'll save that icon here, and we'll do the same thing for each of these. So legally enforceable. Let's see if we got something that stands for legally enforceable, like a key, something like that. Lock maybe. There we go, nice little lock. We'll give that 60 pixel treatment. We'll give that the same color treatment up here. And I think this is just, it breaks up. See, it's just easier to read than this whole first section. And I think you can have another section for each of these. And so how you go ahead and add a similar section is we can just take and add content. We'll add a section to the page. We'll look for that same section again. And we'll move it up above this. And in this section, just to help break the two sections apart, we'll use this background color from the first part of the page, or maybe we'll look for a different background color that they use on this page. Yeah, let's use this dark blue background color. I didn't want to make the top of the page so dark, but we'll take this dark blue color that they've used here, and we'll use this in the next section. So we'll go into this next section here. We'll change the background color to this dark color. In this content, we'll change this to be a light colored content, and this is going to be a section that talks about, let's see, how it works. I like that, and we'll do a different section breakup for why us, and we'll do how it works in this section here. So come in here and we'll say how ShakeUp works. I believe ShakeUp was capitalized in the U. And to look at the text they've got here, answer questions. I want 3 of them. I don't want 4. Answer questions, print legal docs, send a draft, access helpline for further. And helpline I look at as more of a why us benefit because you're saying it again in why us as a legal specialist on hand. And so I would say number 1 is answer questions. Number 2 is print or save legal documents. Number 3 is send drafts to our legal specialists. Review here. So let's go and make these changes now. You'll see I'm just kind of taking the text from one section to the other. I'm just going to use our zigzag layout in this section here. So if we come in here, we'll just add a section, and we're going to lay this out with this zigzag. And there were 4 points, so we're going to add this section twice. So I'm going to move this one up above the footer, and we're going to add it again. We're going to move this up above the footer. And similar to the last section, we're just going to change out. The text in here, and we'll zero out the margin at the bottom of this one too. We're going to change out the text. So the first part of the text in here, let's see, was DIY legal documents, and then we'll just add this text in here. We're going to swap out this image with the one that's there. I'll see which one this was here. Sort of like that book one. I think you'd used it earlier, so we hadn't used it yet. So I'm actually going to use this book one here instead. Looks a little bit more documenty in this case. And then, so you don't watch me, I'm just going to pause the video while I go and update the rest of these. All right, so I've finished up copying this section down here. So we've got the DIY legal documents, legal document review, the legal helpline, and the law guide. And you can see it just is a little bit more white space than the original design had, just to compare it to this section where it's a little bit squeezed in. It's not a bad section. I just wanted to try relaying it out in a little bit of a different way. We could have done the other layout too within Kickoff Labs, but I think this works. Now, the last section is this business document library with all of these, and I think it's fine. Put this down near the bottom, and we're going to have this down near the bottom. Here, we'll add a section, so add content. We'll add section. And I think what we'll do is just have it as another one of these, the darker sections that we were before. And so we'll have this in here. So it's got a headline just so it matches with the others. And we'll have, we'll say online document library. We'll add one subtitle from this list. This is our list of our document templates includes, and then we're going to add sort of these sections in here. So just to show what that'll look like, if we take business document library and we change it to ShakeUp, to the ShakeUp business document library, and then we're going to add subtext here. Our online repository includes. We'll make this font just a little bit larger here. So take this font size, make this maybe an 18, and then we're going to get rid of these here. Delete. Don't need these. It's going to be a text area, so we can just delete this area here. And then we're going to add another column. So we're 4 columns here. Kind of make these all a little bit smaller. So we've got the room for the fourth column. We'll add a text area in this 4th column here. And then I'm just going to take the text from over here. Oops. Then I'm just going to take the text from over here and have the headline and the copy in here. So just take this from this column here. Actually, I'm not a fan of the list, and so we're going to not make it a list, and we're actually just going to put dashes between the document types. I think it's just going to look a little bit cleaner with this section and the look of the page. And we're going to, I'll do that for the others, so I'll spare you from having to watch this as I paste the others in here. All right, so I've gone ahead and pasted the rest of this stuff in here and moved them all into kind of this dashed format. I think if somebody really cares about the types of documents beyond the headlines, they can drill in and see each of these sections. So we're going to move up this into this section, and we're going to end by making this section darker, like the section we had, up here. So I'm going to take this color, I'll take the same color we've got here. We'll sandwich this section in. That color in here. Take the text. We're going to make it light colored on the page. It's a little text heavy, and we're just going to break this up one more time. We're going to add one more bit of content. So if somebody gets to the bottom of the page, just to remind them about the call to action, we're going to remind them about the call to action here at the bottom of the page. So we'll just add a section that is this section here. And we'll move this up, and we will change the height to 20%. And we're going to add a button here that links back to the form. So we're going to go back here, add content, and we're going to add a button in this location here. And we are going to change this to be the same call to action we had up here. It says get your free trial. And we're going to change the colors on the button here to match the button color up above. And this last section here will go back to the same color, just for the footer on the page. So we'll take this and we'll make the footer this last footer color. And then what else was in the footer on this page? Let's see. Okay, there was a large, a large section, a link to a privacy policy. So we'll just add that in here. We'll shrink that font size down just a little bit. I'm not sure you need all this. I guess you do for the legal advice, but we're gonna just make this a little bit smaller here. Maybe separate this onto another line, and maybe shrink the width of this section a bit within the location. And then you have a privacy policy, so we're going to go ahead and link up to the same privacy policy. And we're just going to do that in the same line as the copyright there. All right, we're going to make the links on the page this color for some consistency here. So if we go up to the page design, we can change fonts and colors. So we're going to fonts. We're going to change the link color. This, and we'll change the dark link cover color to something slightly darker like that. And now the link, you can see, has that nice blue look to it. Hopefully this explains what we're doing here. We're just trying to break up the page just a little bit more, make it a little bit more digestible to people, and help the text be focused and tell the story. You had a lot of good content there. I just feel like it was really squeezed, and it didn't, especially the top of the page, did not call out the pull out the call to action. So just to kind of see that in recap here, we'll publish this page. And we'll go ahead and take a look at it, the full view here. And so now if we come in here, we can see this full service here going through. I think it's a lot cleaner. People will be able to read it a little bit easier, and they'll be able to go through and understand what you're doing and what your business is and actually sign up. Cool. I'm just going to take a couple of minor changes to the thank you page as well. So let me pull that open and we'll do that. It was pretty good, but just those minor changes we talked about earlier to the thank you page. All right, so we are looking at the ShakeUp thank you page, and I just want to go through and make some of these changes that we talked about here earlier. So I would take this logo out. I'd make it the same size logo we used on the first page. Here. There's not as many changes to make on this page. It's kind of well done here, so we're going to make this a little bit smaller so it mirrors the first page more. And this excellent, you just got access to our free trial. I think this could really just be one exclamation point and on one line here just to kind of pull everything on the page up. I don't mind the highlighting of the text here. I'm going to delete this look out for our kickoff mail here on the 2nd of May, because like I said, you might change that. And then instead of getting them to go on and read more for an offer, I'm just going to take this whole section and move it up here. And I'm going to delete this text at the bottom here and just pull this up within here. So if we do this, it looks like there's some padding on the bottom, so we're going to zero that out. Kind of pull this right up. Would you like a 70% discount? Share our page and receive a voucher. The share link should go up here, so it's a little bit higher. I don't think you need this, but hurry. And we'll leave that in. I think it does encourage people to share. And then what we're going to do is add two things in here. So we're going to add a progress bar to the 5 instead of just this number. So if I come in here and I look for the progress bar on the thank you page, here we go. We're going to drop this bar in here. And then we're just going to configure it to say what we've got here. You have 7, so we want the goal to actually be 5 in this case. I think you should make the goal 3. We're just going to make it 5. And in the text, this says you have 7 referrals. It would say if they hadn't done it, you'd say you have this, only X remaining from your X remaining from 70% off. There we go. And we're just going to move this link here above the sharing options. Oops, one too high. There we go. Now it kind of breaks up the page a little bit. We'll add some padding below this as well, below the progress bar. All right. And we're going to delete this section here. Cool, and that's the only changes. Maybe this section could be. I like the page the way it is. Maybe this whole section. Be a little bit larger, just to give everything room to breathe here. There we go. We will take that onto another line here now to make it spaced out better. All right. I think that's a little bit clearer, a little bit out there. I might tweak this font a little bit. Maybe just combine this so it's in. Yeah, that looks a little better. Cool. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video of remaking these pages. I'm going to save this one. I'm not going to publish the change. Up to you guys to go ahead and decide you want to take these change. You can always roll back the changes within Kickoff Labs. If you look at the preview, and you can see your last changes in here, the previous changes throughout the time that have been published, and go back and edit those changes if you'd like. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this live teardown and rebuild of ShakeUp's landing pages, and it gives you a little bit of insight into how to build better landing pages and contests with Kickoff Labs. Give us a shot, kickofflabs.com. Let us know what you think. Till next time, I'm Josh. and I'm going to delete this text at the bottom here and just pull this up within here. So if we do this, it looks like there's some padding on the bottom, so we're going to zero that out. I'm going to pull this right up. Would you like a 70% discount? Share our page and receive a voucher. The share link should go up here, so it's a little bit higher. I don't think you need this, but hurry, and we'll leave that in. I think it does encourage people to share. And then what we're going to do is add two things in here. So we're going to add a progress bar to the 5 instead of just this number. So if I come in here and I look for the progress bar on the thank you page, here we go. We're going to drop this bar in here. And then we're just going to configure it to say what we've got here. You have 7, so we want the goal to actually be 5. In this case, I think you should make the goal 3. We're just going to make it 5. And in the text, this says you have 7 referrals. It would say if they hadn't done it, you'd say you have this, only X remaining from your X remaining from 70% off. There we go. And we're just going to move this link here above the sharing options. Oops, one too high. There we go. Now it kind of breaks up the page a little bit. We'll add some padding below this as well, below the progress bar. All right. And we're going to delete this section here. Cool, and that's the only changes. Maybe this section could be. I like the page the way it is. Maybe this whole section be a little bit larger, just to give everything room to breathe here. There we go. We will take that onto another line here now to make it spaced out better. All right. I think that's a little bit clearer, a little bit out there. I might tweak this font a little bit. Maybe just combine this so it's in. Yeah, that looks a little better. Cool. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video of remaking these pages. I'm going to save this one. I'm not going to publish the change. Up to you guys to go ahead and decide you want to take these change. You can always roll back the changes within Kickoff Labs if you look at the preview. And you can see your last changes in here, the previous changes throughout the time that have been published, and go back and edit those changes if you'd like. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this live teardown and rebuild of ShakeUp's landing pages, and it gives you a little bit of insight into how to build better landing pages and contests with Kickoff Labs. Give us a shot, kickofflabs.com. Let us know what you think. Till next time, I'm Josh.